Okay, I think we're good. Let's get started. Check my audio. Very good. Get started. Good. Okay. Let's get going. Let's make some open source today. It's been a fun week of PDF stuff. Whoops. So, let's continue doing that. So what we're working on is Chatfield. Chatfield is like a form, like a web form or a document, a PDF form even, where there's fields and values. But rather than be a graphical user interface, it's a conversational user interface. And so it'll sort of chat to you, ask you all these fields, validation, and then transforming the data into something your application needs. So that's Chatfield. Chatfield's built on LineGraph. It's built in 2 languages, Python and TypeScript. And I think it's great. We're working on PDF forms, so let's just jump into that. Or I guess my customary thing is to read yesterday's journal entry and pick up where we left off. So it's been several days or hours, because a day is just a couple of hours, working on PDF documents and working on forms. I may have solved some issue. Yesterday, I think there was a new issue. One issue's closed. One issue's closed about the about Chatfield exiting properly, and so that's good. And I was just getting started, working on new examples. Like, let's just go pull a gnarly example, right? Some of these real ones. Something like this. The idea is to complete this form with Chatfield, right? That's in the sights, on the horizon, in the sights, I think, hopefully. That's the idea, is to be able to complete forms. So let's get into that. Let's pick up where we left off. For today, reviewing issue 71 resolution. I don't know if that's right. Optimizing prompt generation. Where's my glasses? Optimizing prompt generation. Oops, they're here. Reduce excessive as maybe calls. I know there was a little bit of bug with as maybe, but let's go in there. And then I think today I'm just going to reread all that Claude Code skill that it rewrote yesterday. It definitely improved, but I want to just read that. That's effectively source code. So let's get into that. Do I have my editor yet? Okay. So this is more of the real plan. Go and look at issue 71 is good. Now there's a new issue. I may just get Claude Code started on it. Let's just drop it out. Start it again. 3.5. Read the release notes. Which one did I read last time? I think I read 3.4. There was just some bug fixes. MCP OAuth, yes. Okay, fuzzy search results, nice. VS Code extension, okay. Automatically exit SDK mode after a specified idle duration. Oh, nice. Exit SDK mode, interesting. Migrated ignore patterns from project config to weird. Fixed messages returning null, whatever, fixed. Okay, good, some bug fixes. Okay, wonderful. Menu navigation getting stuck on items. Oh, this might have worked for me. I kept typing up. I kept pushing up. It says menu navigation. I think that's not it. Okay, so next. That's great. Nothing too exciting in today's release notes, so let's keep going. So, I think it was issue 72. Hit me. Yeah. Thank you. Uh-huh. Python's has a type mismatch. The Python code relies on the list being falsy when empty. Oh, but the type annotation is wrong. And it violates. Let me just say fix it. The make fields prompt has a return type of string, but it actually returns a list. Yeah, that's super bad. How could that possibly work? Make Python return a list like TypeScript does. Yes. Match the TypeScript. Yeah. I see. So in TypeScript, okay. This is the sort of thing this thing could audit. That would be great. But it's a lot of tokens to audit an entire code base, like for every commit or something, in the way that, I mean, we do audit, or in principle, we do audit for, programming style or whatever. You can audit all that, syntax and things like that. You can run the test suite even. But running an entire code base through and saying, oh, please make sure something's always the case, that's a little tricky. You could, of course, just look at the git diffs. Okay, so what's changed? Let's go see it. Let's go see it. Uh-huh. What's changed? Don't care about my forms. Don't care about my forms. Interview.py, that's it. Okay. Fields. If not fields prompt, no fields to digest. Oh, and it updates the state. So now it's saying return an empty array, or return an array. Is that what it's doing? Okay. Oh, and then the fields prompt is just adding them with double new lines. Okay, that's fine. And then there's one line of change down here in Python. Make fields prompt. So let's go look at the difference then. That's the point. So what we're saying is in the interviewer in Python, then the code should be identical to TypeScript now. And I'm slightly annoyed. Well, I don't know. So here's the interviewer in Python. Let's go pull it up in TypeScript as well. TypeScript. Chatfield interviewer. Mm-hmm. So what is that? What's going on? Stop it. Interviewer.ts. And let's go pull up interviewer.py. Okay. And then where's our diff here? What was it called? Prompt something prompt. It was like the combined prompt. Fields underscore prompt. Huh. Why is that? Oh, interesting. Okay. So in the diff, it's digest concludes has changed. Digest, where's digest concludes? Yes. Here it is. So first the fields are ascertained, and then the if runs, and then it's just joined with double new line. So let's just see if the interviewer has already been doing that. I think it is digest concludes. So what am I saying? Okay, digest concludes. Aha, right here. Yep. Make fields prompt. And this is make fields prompt. Okay. So they're still slightly inconsistent naming. I need to tighten that up. Although TypeScript needs an entire like coat of paint on like, look, there's semicolon here and there's no semicolon here. It's just inconsistent. It's just sloppy. The reason is I think I started writing it with no semicolons, and then the LLM has turned that. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I've changed my mind. I want just by the book TypeScript. I want no surprises, you know. So I don't want any cheeky JavaScript semicolon insertion stuff in this code base, even though I kind of aesthetically prefer it because it's cheeky. I don't want that in my code base right now. Anyway, so this is great. So Python is back in line with TypeScript. I think we're great. We're perfect. All it's done is just move that code a little bit. All the tests pass. Thank you. Python test we pass. Okay. Let's just run this again. Let's just check it in here. List. Okay. Whoops. What do I want? To match the correct. Okay, whatever. Good. Main branch. Wonderful. Got some forms I'm dealing with, but that's okay. I mean, I don't know. Oh, okay. Good. So that's a bug fixed. Let's go to the plan. That's like already. Okay, this as maybe is definitely an issue. Yeah. I'm just going to get Claude Code working on that. Let's just get Claude Code working on that. Help me solve a bug where the Claude Code skill in .claude skills /pdf is correctly using Chatfield to do its job, but incorrectly .as maybe for optional fields. That is incorrect. .as maybe is a for choosing from a set of options. Is for choosing from a set. Is for choosing zero. Is for choosing from a set of options. Yes, choosing 0 or 1 or 1 options from a choice from a choice of options, like an optional drop down. Help me ascertain the extent to which, like, the project documentation for the Chatfield API, Chatfield core is unclear. The project documentation for Chatfield usage, I like best practices, is unclear or wrong, right? Let's just drop into Vim. Woo, Control G, I love it. Control Golf, very good. I love dropping into my editor. That's so nice. I mean, if you ask me to predict, like, is like, I mean, this is one of the best terminal programs of like years. Just, I know it's extending and there's web access. Oh, I got an email that I might have $1,000 to spend on web tokens or to spend on tokens for the web tool. I gotta figure that out. Ooh, I have a browser over here which is not. Let's see. Which is not logged in to, which is not shared, which is not streamed out. So I could log into an email. Maybe if I could remember it. Let's see if I can find Chrome. Does Chrome have a? No. Let's try it. I bet it works. I bet it works. Yeah, it totally works. Okay. Awesome. Very good. Thank you. Okay, so let me search for that. What was that? 1,000? 1,000 Anthropic? I know this is boring to watch me look, although your receipt, I don't even want to read that one. I don't want to read the receipt. I want to read the, here we go. Limited time free credits. November 18th. Must be used by November 18th. So I have like 10 days to use $1,000 in credits. Let me like print this email. I have no idea what they're talking about. And I don't believe it. The large print giveth and the small print taketh away, right? I mean, there's always strings attached to these like coding credits or whatever. But let's see if I can get a bunch of credits. I certainly don't mind learning. It's not even about the credits or tokens or something, but like Claude Code's moving fast, and if there's an SDK, it's not clear to me. What am I trying to say? Where's Claude Code? Let's just look at my Claude Code. I love my little tan. It's not clear to me if Claude Code will become a programming platform or not. They want it to be. In my Claudey with a Chance of DevOps, I kind of, as an engineer, feel like, oh, if I'm building this agent, this is the parent project of Chatfield. If I'm building this agent, that was the original idea. Was how about some DevOps? How about Terraform? How about Vibe Terraform? Right? And I've said a million times on this stream, Vibe Terraform perfectly technically fine. It's just that there's so much more risk and cost. It's just a higher stakes circumstance compared to vibe coding or an app that I love is Gizmo. The Gizmo, it's like Instagram, but you make vibe games on it. Love it. So this is higher stakes, right? This is like we're spending money or there's security concerns and things like that. So I would love for Claude Code to be the exclusive fingers on the keyboard. I would love for Claude Code, not the LLM, not Claude, not Sonnet, not Opus, but Claude Code to do all of the work. And then I tell Claude Code what to do. I still feel this way. And then I also believe Claude Code's brilliant, but it's kind of in a space, in a circumstance, in my opinion, where there tends to be like a commoditization, and then there's always an open source entrant. How's Open Hands doing? How's Open Hands doing? Open Hands, 5,000 commits. So they have 10 times more commits than me. They have like an infinity times more users as a percent, of course. So something like this. I think there's other open source competition. This is kind of, I think it started ages ago in AI time, but this is kind of open source Claude Code. So we're going to have open source language models running on a Raspberry Pi, or running in your hardware. I mean, what's definitely coming is this cheap. I have a cheap like Amazon. I think it was like a little like $500 PC, which I put Ubuntu onto this. That's going to have GPU hardware, and not only that, but there will be web APIs to access this. So Chatfield, for example, could run LLMs. I believe that Chatfield can run. A big reason I want Chatfield to have TypeScript and browser support is that I want it to run on the browser, and I want it to talk to, let's say, an LLM, and the LLM is running on the hardware of my machine, or at least like a local, maybe for a while we'll have like a dedicated machine, which maybe it runs an API, like a media server, like it's a home, or it's like a pro-am, gadget I could buy and put on my local network, and then have language model service in my local network, kind of how you have like a media server, Xbox XBMC or whatever. And then it's coming right on the hardware, and then it'll be in mobile phones and all of this. So I believe that TypeScript, being able to query these language models, is huge. TypeScript browser specifically. Today we're seeing it on the server because that's the most natural, most straightforward way to boot it up, is boot it up in a data center, give me a web API. That's good enough. It's certainly good enough to prove out a lot of capabilities, but the latency and all sorts of other, it's not the same, but it's close. So let's keep going. So I really, really believe that Claude Code or like something in that space, Codex, or an open source alternative, an open source competitor, will do this. And over the years, just like the place open source shines is like infrastructure, platforms, the less kind of sexy, more prosaic kind of problem solving kind of area, right? Infrastructure, servers. That's where open source tends to do well initially. And so I believe LLMs that can write Terraform is more or less going to become a bit of infrastructure that we all sort of take for granted. And so that's awesome. Now I need to, let's make some progress here. So why am I in Chatfield? Why am I, am I closing bugs? What are we doing? Oh yeah, let's finish prompting. Help me solve it where the Claude Code skill is correctly using Chatfield to do its job, but incorrectly invoking that as maybe, right? The project documentation. Oh, the skill documentation is either wrong or unclear. The expected behavior is Claude Code, and the skill use .as to cast into whatever they would need to complete, into whatever is needed to complete the form. So, in fact, but currently, it as maybe to all fields which the form claims is optional. All are optional. And in fact, it even, as maybe with no arguments throws an exception anyway, because currently at least a first argument of the field of the, what am I trying to say? Conversion transformation name. And at least one element of a set, right? Okay. Done. Let's just send it out. I think that's plenty. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about like efficiency. Something I've definitely noticed, and I'm typically on the optimistic or bullish side with these LLMs. Like I've said a million times, I believe every developer will have a language model. I just don't think it's just, the question is how often will you use your language model? But most developers will not use their language model 0% of their time. I mean, there are developers who write machine code today and assembler code today in various circumstances. There are probably more assembly programmers today than ever before. But as a fraction of the profession, it's the smallest proportion of the professional software developers, ever as well. So both are true. In other words, to a first approximation, nobody writes assembler code anymore. Now, so I think it'll be like that, where we'll all have language models. Some of us may use them very, very heavily, and some of us may use them very lightly. But we'll all use them a bit in the same way that we all use, I don't know, like maybe an image editor, like a lot of people have the GIMP, or every now and then you got to crop an image, or like, I think that's a common thing. Or engineers may kind of get into Sketch or something, or Figma, and kind of, you just use tools in your area, or even, but a language models, it's not just Figma, because we produce language as a deliverable, as an output in this profession. Like that's all source code is, a bunch of language. And I think anyone where your primary output of your profession is language, the burden of proof is on someone who says, no, even though you build language and you work with language every day, these billion-dollar language models have no relevance to you, or something like that. I think that's just absolutely, that's the burden of proof, is to make that statement, to say language models are inappropriate in a language job. Do not use on text fields. It is only for optional choices. Okay. Fix skill.md. Add explicit optional field guidance around 115. Text. Yep. Add a as bool. Optional fields. Text fields. Add optional to description. Actually, no, right? Python. Choice fields. Optional selection. Priority 2. Fix the builder. Correct. But the content can be empty. Totally. Making content optional. Middle name. Alice. Isn't that already done? Don't confuse these. As maybe. Priority 3. Enhance the API reference to add a warning box is only for... Okay, I like this. Let's do it. So number 1 is just not great though. Number 1, fix skill.md. Choice fields. Okay, great feedback. In general, I would rather show explicitly the right way to do things without like drawing attention to the wrong to the anti-patterns, because I have seen the skill like follow the anti-pattern. Follow the anti-pattern. So I'd rather not mention it. Focus on do's and not don'ts. Whatever. The prompts and .md files as small and dense as possible. Not verbose additions. Okay, now what? So now, middle name, making content optional. Oh, okay, about optional content. Firstly, a field can be known to be optional. Example, like PDF tooltip, or just or nearby, like labeling, or nearby content context, or pre and post instructions. Optional fields should not say optional in the description, but rather be background knowledge. What do you call it? But rather be what would I say? Rather be hinted as background knowledge for Alice to know. Next. Don't confuse these. Okay, so about as maybe there should be a clear, dense section that says as one, as maybe, as many, and as any. Was that my thing? I always forget my own. I always forget my own thing. Python, Chatfield. Let's just see. Grab as any, many. Woo. As one. Yeah, builder. Dot as one. There it is. As one, as maybe, as multi. Because there's as, yeah. As one, as maybe, as multi, as any. As one, as maybe, as multi, as any. That's it. All the combinations of, which describe the 2x2 combinations of mandatory versus optional. Right, nullable versus non-nullable. Choice, option, times single entry versus multiple entry, right? Single choice versus multiple choice. What am I trying to say? Single choice versus one choice. Something like that. Let's just let that go. Priority 3, enhance the API reference. Add a warning box. Nope. Okay, let's let it go. So, good. So we're fixing this as one. Or sorry, was it as maybe? I think it's a language model, and as maybe is tripping it up. I mean, I could totally see how that would define, like that makes a lot of sense to be an optional, but the problem is as is casting. Oh, let's just clarify a couple other things. Excellent. a bit more feedback for the that dot as always, casts or transformations, not like, casts or transformations or computed values, computed or derived values. Not, what am I trying to say? Like metadata about the field. Okay, what else? As are always casts, right? Replace with. So what is it doing? Yikes. Replace lines 111. Text checkbox radio. As one. Optional fields from PDF, tooltip, or context. Instead of this field as optional. Okay, fine, whatever. Cardinality. Oh, nice. Very cool. All transformation, all validation methods. Dot hint is not validation. Hint, confidential. There's also conclude. Okay. Say all validation methods must end reject, but do not. Oh my God. What was it? Where did it go? Hint and confidential. Those are not validation. Next, what else? Okay, see references. Fine. Hint and confidential. I'm trying to decide what. Okay, I don't care. API reference, replace lines, choice cardinality. Yeah, for sure. Dietary. Yeah, exactly. No, but none. No. Geez, it's still getting it wrong. Because actual null would be the value. Okay. 0 or 1. Maybe you can say the comment, clarify that null is allowed, is okay. What else? 0 or more. Interests. ML, web dev, and DevOps. Yep, totally. 1 or more. Sure. Do it. Otherwise, do it. Okay. Let's watch this thing do my job. Let's watch it do my job. Dense positive optional field guidance. And maybe I'm behind. I remember for a while there with prompt engineering, there was kind of a thing about like, don't like be careful about telling it what not to do. And I've still seen that. So I guess I'm not curious. I guess it's still the case. I think sometimes telling this thing what not to do in this huge other context, it'll kind of confuse it. And it'll have a really good guideline for what to do because you've explicitly said you use the word don't or not, and then you have this long instructions, this next sentence or paragraph about something not to do. That definitely happened to me. I said, don't put all the fields in human versions, and then have a bunch of computer versions that are copies of the fields. And that is exactly what it did wrong. Whoa. Overloaded? Nice. Yeah, Claude going down, it'd be like NPM going down. People just can't do any work. Oh my God, wait, why am I getting overloaded? I'm just doing Claude Code. I have a receipt for a ridiculous amount of money. This thing had better be working. What is that? Let's go look. 529 is server error, so that should not be me. Oh dear, look, it's doing exponential fallback. That's lame. Let's see, overloaded error. Yeah. 529. Oh. Zapier, cool. Yeah. A year ago. Yeah. Major outage. For Sonnet. Ouch. When was that? Oh, this is every day. Cool. Jeez, look at this. This is really bad. This is not even close to like 3 nines uptime. This is like 2. Oh, look. Yeah. Look, 99.7. That's super bad. It's not bad, but it's I just said it was, but it's it just shows what immature means. 99 point less, like 2 nines of uptime is very low in web services. Yeah, they have never hit. Look, Claude Code. Oh, I see Claude Code. So that's November 5th. Ouch. Partial outage. Elevated errors. Okay. Wow. Degraded outputs. Jesus. Partial. That's really interesting to see. Like, it's impressive. I'm not complaining, but I'm comparing, like, again, I like to compare AI to BI just alphabetically. It's fun. And the point is BI is mature. There's not really surprises. You can get, as many nines of uptime as you wish on a BI system for sure. You could have data, and you could have analytics, and you can have dashboards and Power BI or Tableau or something. No problem. And you can have that be, if you wanted, you could have that be 99.99%. The clouds all sell services like QuickSight and stuff like this. AWS QuickSight. This is a super simple one. This is basically a lightweight BI system. What are we doing? Show me it. Can you just show me like a screenshot or something? Will this do anything fun? Yeah, here we go.
To help you make decisions with
That, right? That does not go down 1% of the time, anywhere close, or even 0.5% or something like that. Like this. What is that? At 0.2%, 0.2%. Yeah, it's always about 0.2-ish, 0.2, 0.3% down. So that's fun. That just shows you, I mean, this is a really impressive product. What I'm saying is this is the like professional standard. I'm not like I believe this reflects basically like the state of the art, the engineering, professional standard for these things. It's just a fundamentally less mature, like bit of engineering than it used to be. There's a lot of stuff is hard up front. These things are all streaming ultimately, at this level when you're running Claude Code and stuff. So streaming makes things harder almost always. Streaming like multiplies your complexity of getting things working. It multiplies the difficulty of like detecting problems. So it's just so fascinating that 99.7 would be like you could get fired as an SRE engineer for something like that. That's super bad. That means like every couple of days there's a huge problem. Like every week there's a problem. Exactly. Every week there's some problem. That's exactly what. Look at this. So that's really cool. That's really cool. I mean, again, you would not be fired as an SRE engineer on a foundational model because Anthropic is doing it about the best you could imagine for the industry, for sure. So that's cool. That's hilarious. Now, it just totally crashed. Let's just see what happens. Oh, I should have like exited and restarted. Is it just going to crash on me again? Then if it does, then I'll just get to work. I'm using OpenAI as I could work with Claude Code down. I think it's timing out again. Hold on, let me just exit and resume. Yeah. How many tokens? 0, 0. I think something's down. Something's down. I think something's down. Is that Claude status? Status.claude? Status.anthropic? Is it the same thing? Yeah. Oh, Claude.com. Okay. I don't know. Ooh, let me subscribe. Email for sure. Yeah. Nope. API for sure and Claude Code. Yep. Yeah, email me when things are down, Claude. Thank you. Yeah. 0 tokens after 60 seconds. I think it's like down. Well, good. Let's do it myself. Wait, did it already make changes? Let's go see them. No, it did not. It planned them. Okay, fine. Yeah, this is crashing. Overloaded error. I don't think. So let's try this real quick, right? Claude. Let's just switch. How do I switch model? Yeah, here we go, model. So let's just try Haiku real quick. I'll say hi. Aha. So Haiku's up. So then let's switch back to Opus. No, the default. And I'll say, what is the date? Uh-oh, maybe I could switch to Opus. Let's see if Opus is still up. If Opus is still up, I may switch. Yeah, I'll definitely switch. If Opus is up, I'm going to switch. Let's just try it right now. So stop. Let's just do it again. Resume. Not high. This one. So /model. Opus. Legacy. Yeah, I bet it does. Is maybe yes, I was right. Opus is up, and Sonnet is down. Sonnet's down for me. I don't know if this is happening for everyone. Sonnet's down. Okay, cool. Uh-huh. Okay. Failed. Good. Meanwhile, Opus is crushing it over here. Thank you. So I'm just paying like whatever it is, 10 times more because it's down. Now, Opus may go down in a moment here as the entire world, it depends to the extent that this problem. It could be like my account, or it could be global. Who knows? This downtime, this availability, this outage. And so, but the reason I want to use Opus right now is I'd like to just back to getting sea legs, getting experience with these tools, learning the new tools, and getting muscle memory kind of, and getting a sense of what it's like to use it. So, for example, I love knowing like about how many. I'm starting to get a sense, like driving a car, right? Like, oh, if I drive to visit my family, it's going to take a half a tank of gas, right? It takes me a tank of gas to get somewhere. I think it's an extremely common. And then most people know, oh, to fill up my car is $50 or something, right? So that kind of instinct and intuition is what I'm looking forward to building. You can only build that the hard way. You can only do that through time. So I'm perfectly happy to spend a little money and opportunity like this to see, is Opus in any way better or worse or different than the others? Because, you know, like Claude itself, let's just go look. Yeah, this is crashing. Okay, so which Claude, right? So if I look at this file, I think this might be like a symlink or something. Yeah, it's a symlink. Yeah, look, there's a JS file. So node lib / Anthropic. Is that not right? Oh, node modules, Anthropic, yeah. Claude Code. So these are all of the files in the entire package. It's obviously been bundled. So that's a 10 megabyte minified file. Yeah. Uh-huh. Want to see unminified? What is this? Why is that a thing? That's hilarious. Why are we? San Francisco, that's hilarious. Want to see? That's funny. That's no longer like a cheeky, like clever joke. Like everybody knows you hide Java. That's good. They're following a tradition. Let's say they're following in a tradition, in a grand tradition. So then there's massive. So this is 10 megabytes of minified code, and so my point is maybe 10 megabytes of code of JavaScript doing who knows what makes Opus versus Sonnet trivial, you know, less visible. Okay, let's read it. So Opus, so good. I got some Opus changes now. Ooh, feels fun. So the documentation, what changed in the documentation? Ouch. Oh, but this is outside the code, so this is okay. Yeah. Yes. Totally. Right. Okay, I'm happy with that. Thank you, Claude Code Sonnet. So what changed in my skills? Checkbox. So this is the one where it made it super verbose, and by the end of the day, the Claude Code skill was doing the opposite of the behavior that I spent all day. I say all day, 2 hours or whatever, prompting it. Transformations. Let's do. Okay. What is that file? I'll click myself back on. Let's go read that file. I'm not totally happy with it. And that's the top level skill. So what is that? Not field metadata? No, as methods. Compute as methods. Compute and cast values. Derive values. Compute derive as cast, you know, as cast operations, right? Like that. As methods, transformations, as methods, compute derive values as cast operations. Typecasts, structure partition, derive values. Okay. Okay, all validation methods. References. I don't think I want to do that. API reference. That was the plan. See, it's already in here. I'm getting this out of here. Nope. As one, as maybe. So then let's put cardinality after the transformations. Boom. Perfect. Optional fields. From PDF tooltip or content, context, or right, this is the skill. Or from PDF tooltip, context clues, context clues stated in instructions, etc. All right, I'll take that. Get diff.claude. What else? Okay. Wait a second. I don't know about that. Wait, what? It delete. Oh, I think that's super bad. Did Sonic just do that? It should be in here, right? It'll show me every diff. Wait. It's going to be the very top of skill.md. Maybe it didn't. I think I would see it in here. Skill.md, 22 editions. Where did that go away? It's literally the first line of code. The problem is, I think that's extremely bad. I think that's like a very, because that's the preamble stuff. Whoops, I'm in my Vim over here. Right? Surely. Yeah. All right. Ooh, that add is better. .asbool. Radio or choice, yeah. I feel like, let's see, radio. I'm gonna edit some more. Let's go to the editor. I don't like it. Let's go to the skill and edit it. I don't like it. Don't like it. Radio. Here. PDF. Wait, default to direct mapping. Right. PDF field IDs are internal. Users only see description. When to use conclude. To split one value into n fields. To map one choice into n checkboxes. To derive values. No, that's not. No, derive values is not quite true. It would be splitting. Is this check emoji? I'm getting this out of there. I don't know if I saw any emoji in the example skills from the upstream from Anthropic. When to use conclude? When we're splitting one value into n fields, as I said, into 3 parts, use splitting one value into n fields. That's okay. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. What it really should be is like, you should always have a cast. Oh, I'm trying to catch a cold. You should always have a cast. And then that cast can like help you do the computed fields. Because if that cast is in the message history for the LLM's going to remember that it used to set those values. So then it would repeat them in the derived values here. But derived values is not right. Derive values. No, when to use concludes. To map one choice. Yeah, to split one value, to map one choice into n checkboxes. Yeah, conclude is exclusively for one to many. I think that's correct. Yeah. Use conclude for one to many DX improvements. Well, not DX, UX. Split one eye. Save it. Okay, so then checkbox. Oh, here's where it was. Let me cough here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Radio or choice. Like mandatory. And then another one where it's optional, right? Dot field, dot description, dot as. And that's the one that would be as maybe. That's the point, right? That's what as maybe is. Right? As maybe. Here. One choice optional is as maybe. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gosh, I wonder if it would improve the LLM or if it would improve stuff. It's certainly, I'm finding it as a human. I'm finding these, like, all these little, I made all of these up and I cannot remember them. So I think the concept is really important. Like you have to have this to capture, like, especially web forms, which is a massive, like, piece of this universe. I think you have to have all 4 like this. just like if you're going to convert from HTML forms into Chatfield, you would need all 4 of these because that's what HTML forms could do. Setting aside like JavaScript doing non-standard behavior. But like, I just can't remember these keywords that I made up, this syntax that I made up. And the LLMs also seems not to really care, or it's extremely important. The difference is you cannot cross quadrants. You cannot jump quadrants. It would massively ruin the question. And but yet both me and the LLM are just bombing this every time. We're failing all the tests here, failing all the challenges. So I'm gonna sleep on it and think about what it could be is like just as one or as multi, let's say, like that, which is like obvious. And then you could have like an optional equals true or something like that, you know, nullable equals true. And then you would drop out these 2 and you would just say, yeah, pass nullable equals true. In fact, wait, does the implementation already do that? Python, Chatfield, builder, as many. Kind of. It is doing some meta programming here where I made up. So what's that choice builder? Yeah, parent nullable multi. So it's kind of in here. Kind of. It's hidden. You know, this as one. It's like baked into as one right now. Yeah, that'd be the change. So right now, the moment it's decided whether it's multi or not is when it's defined. So as one is basically defined here. The builder. It's a builder, but whatever. And that multi's baked in at that point, right? When this paren closes, boom, that multi is locked in. And then same with maybe multi any. So we need to change so that a choice builder, the choice builder, it would be underscore call. Yeah, here, these arguments. Yeah, just right here. So it'd be something like this, like there'd be keyword arguments. I got to implement it in 2 languages. So this is where it's awesome to just ask Claude Code, hey, how do I make this idiomatic and proper and in both languages? So it'd be easy. So you could have like a optional equals true or something like that. You could also in principle even maybe have just instead of, another shortcut would be like, instead of as maybe, it would be like as one, nullable. Ooh, man, that's not bad. I could alias that right this second. I'm going to do that. Right this second. I think the LLM is going to get it better. Shoot, that's not bad. Yeah, I mean, I've just been explaining how I'm going to change it. Let's like finish this, change it, and push it again. Okay. I'm going to do that. Yeah, because and now I'm explaining myself to the LLM again. I'm saying, well, maybe doesn't mean maybe. Stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, so let me just kind of save it. Radio stuff's going to go away. Middle name, background. Oh, this field is optional. This field, yeah, optional. Perform instructions. Yep. Ooh, man. Not Textract. Document intelligence is your document intelligence. You can get, it'll pick up page numbers. So you'll know a page. It'll tell you, well, here's a page of your PDF. So that's page 0 or 1, however you want to count. You know, it's the 0 index of your list of pages. And then, but also in the content, it'll say, I think I found a page number in the content. And the content of the thing is this string. And so that might be like lowercase Roman numeral 1, I, lowercase I. It could be like the number 1. It could be the number 10. You know, it's PDF. It just, who knows? You could be looking at a slice of a PDF that was taken for, who knows? So it's awesome. So document intelligence will tell you, it'll flag it like page, like type equals page number. It's so nice. Specifically, they only have a few types like that. Okay, so wait, C, excuse me? A, parse the server output. Oh, wow, this is like rewrites. Okay, I'm gonna like save this. What changed? I'm changing it right now. Yeah. Yep, okay. What is this? Choice cardinality, yeah. Okay. Optional fields. Okay, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Wait, optional fields. Wait, did it pull out that for optional choices? Use as maybe. Yeah. Okay. Now, wait a second. It pulled out this like... Oh, that's good. We don't have to discuss all optional fields. We don't have to discuss all optional fields. I mean, implicitly we do. I'm just going to keep it. I don't care. Okay, we're keeping it. We're keeping it. So we're moving forward. I'm not going to check it in just here. Or actually, I will. PD. Nope. popd PD. Oh, Python. No, it was Claude Code. Get status. Okay. So that's this. Let's just take it. Whatever. Next. Documentation. Whoa. Oh, weird. No. Oh yeah, whatever. Whatever. We'll just take that too. Okay, so what am I gonna do? 53,000 tokens? Can I just compact right now? Optional customer summarization part. Yeah. Refactor. And as look, I already forgot it. Git show. Yeah, it's gotta go as any. I can't remember if it's as many. Like as a human, the any and many are like any and many have a very, very, very high cosine similarity in my vector space in my brain. So it can't be helped. It can't be helped. It's just tragic. So as as one nullable and as maybe and as any. Or null okay. All right, let's just play around with compacting. Let's see what happens when I compact. Like prior to another big jump, instead of clearing this, usually I drop it out and clear the screen, or I clear the conversation, or I even exit the program. Let's see what happens here. I can't remember which of my waters is like drinkable. 3 waters here. It's terrible. Let me take a little allergy medicine. And how many tokens to compact? Let's see it. I'm looking forward to this. I want to just get more sea legs with Claude Code. So I don't mind kind of, well, in the nautical metaphor, I don't mind learning the ropes. Okay. Ooh, that was gross. Medicine. Okay. Compacted. Whoa. 0 tokens? Okay. Nice. Huh. I don't know what these are. This like dim read. I've mentioned it do stuff like this with the Claude.md files, and it's not clear to me that it's. Oh, look, Control O. Let's see that history. What's that history? Oh, neat. Here it is. This session is being continued from a previous conversation that ran out of context. Nice. Initial request. Optional next step. No meeting next step. Current work. Pending task. All user messages. Interesting. Very cool. I wonder how much work. You know, every time I do prompting, I'm just like putting my finger to the wind and doing kind of, well, there's a little bit of, There's a little bit of experience, but like this has got to be super, super thoroughly tested. I think the reason I've said a million times, I think the reason Claude Code is working is not so much a genius like architecture, but a genius level of investment in QC and polish and testing. I think it's a massively like it's like the most polished tool of its for its maturity level. It's super polished, like in that way. Preparing. Okay, I want to completely remove as maybe and as what is that? Any from the .claude / skills code source. No mentions at all. Instead, I want the API to have dot, what is that? So we'll say as one and as multi. Null. Okay. We'll say nullable. And dot as many nullable. I still got it wrong. As one and as multi. As one and as multi. Instead, a couple of lines changed to the Python codebase / Chatfield / what is that? What is that? PD. Is that builder.py? I'm sure, right? Yeah, here, builder.py. And then audit the skill code, the skill files. So that no mention of as maybe and as any anywhere. Don't confuse the LM. Should be simpler. Simpler should be shorter instructions about the nullable variants instead. And then what was the last thing I wanted? Remove none as a choice, don't care. It's just but the user selecting no option is supported. Let's just do that. And then let's just see is PD Claude. So are we still on Opus? We are still on Opus / model default. Hi. It's down for, oh, it's up. It's up. Sonnet's back up. Cool. Hello. All right. So we're back. So that was my Opus experiment. Perfect. Thank you. Let's see it. I thought it was to be slower. It seems to be about the same speed. That's good to know. Yes. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Let's go edit that. Where is that? Let's go find that. Builder.py. So it renamed them, which is a little bit bad. Let's not do that just yet. I guess I can probably just edit this file, right? So what I really want is both. As maybe back in here, and as any back in here like that. Yes. That's what I want. So I just want like right. No. It's got to have its own name. As one nullable, as multi-nullable. Wonderful. Multi equals false. Perfect. That's what I want. I just want two more. Good. But then I don't want to mention it in the skill. Yep. 0 or 1. Right. Don't do that. Update the cardinality table. Yes. But instead of null, if none. Okay, so let's go read more. Builder API. Here we are. Good. I like a red commit. Individual C Corp, S Corp. Exactly one choice required. Exactly one choice, fine. As nullable, vegetarian or vegan, 0 or 1. It's not about it being null. I know I named it nullable, but choosing nothing is okay. One or more choices required. No, it's not. Oh, yes, one or more choices required. 0 or more. None. Okay. 0 or 1. Yep, I like it. I like it. Save it. Okay. Is this thing claiming? Okay, still not done. I put them back. Shoot. It saw my edits. It saw my edits. That's fine. I want both methods. Wait, did it take my code back? Okay, let's go read it. Builder? No, wait, I queued up an answer. Maybe this is a sonnet thing. Understood. I'll leave them back. Check. I think it got it wrong. I don't know if I'm superstitious or something. I don't know about sonnet or opus rather. Is this an opus thing? I would guess even if a language model is better, there's so much like connective tissue you could imagine between Claude Code and Claude the service, or Claude Code and Sonnet, that like quote like nominally improving the language model could reduce the like correct behavior of Claude Code ultimately, because so much of it is like behavior. All 6. Thank you. Excellent. They're properly in place. I've added them back. Okay, good. We're getting out of opus. Backwards compatibility. Okay. We're getting out of here. /model. Oh, look. It put me back in Sonnet. Okay. I guess because maybe I exited here. Okay, good. So, what's up? Get diff documentation. So this is more. So I like this better. This is what I just edited. Okay, good. Now, git show. What did I do last time? Skill. Yeah, let's just... I'm gonna amend this to this commit. Okay, let's, ooh. Okay, so in Python... So if this works, I'm gonna do, like 2 new, what are they called? Like builders or whatever. Catch my cold here. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's saying this kept for backwards compatibility. That's annoying. That's super annoying. Super annoying. This thing loves backwards compatibility. Okay. Way more than it should. I guess the basic mismatch is Claude Code, all this, people are using it for new low risk projects. They're not like putting it on their mainframes. It's running in kind of low risk scenarios. It's running on new projects rather than old projects. I know it's doing both, but like people are doing it in low risk scenarios. And so this obsession with backwards compatibility is a little bit incongruent with the way I think most people are exercising Claude Code, which is new stuff. So with new stuff, you kind of want to keep it tidy. You want to clean up old stuff. Backward compatibility is maintenance burden, or in many cases tech debt, or even if it's not debt, if it's a cost you're going to bear forever. You have to maintain all those lines of code and the implications of all that and all that. The test pass. Good. So I got some new tests. Python/tests. Yeah. Choice cardinality and nullable naming. Yep. Very good. One test to do both of them. Wonderful. Okay, good. Type. Very good. Python, JavaScript. Okay. So now I have some unit tests. Well, geez. I mean, I may as well just make it do reflect the same changes in TypeScript and confirm the tests work. Awesome. So let's make it do that in TypeScript. Thank you. Now I'm going to do, so that's the builder API, pd.claude skills. So here we are. Radio choice optional as one nullable. Yeah, perfect. As one, exactly one choice. 0 or 1 choice. Null if none selected. So it's the same thing, and that's skill.md. I've got changes. What was it? The API reference. That's fine. I'll keep that. In the skill, what is it? Radio choice. So that's great. What else? Cardinality. Let's just do this. Who cares about what is it, null or whatever? Let's just tell it, because all I need to do is tell it, this is how you define stuff. It's not like what the final result is, null or not or whatever. It's here's how you define this data model. Here's how you make this data model. That's the point. Okay, so now I'm a little happy with this skill. I'm basically happy with this skill. Builder, and good. Got my 2 new lines of code. Stop saying kept for backwards compatibility. Do not want those lines to show up in the diff. Oops, we're still in Sonnet. Oh, yes. We're on Sonnet. Good. I don't know the names of Claude. I always get them wrong. Okay. So here's a PDF. So I think I'm happy. I'm ready to run some PDFs. We have a long time to run some PDFs now. I guess the deal is, yeah, I guess I'm kind of learning something. If you have a bug in your prompting and then you're using a language model to help you fix it, you're effectively kind of waiting for it to compile, like the old XKCD cartoon. It's somewhat interactive, which is almost like worse. I can't run this in the background, but it's kind of like, you're like, well, I got to change this, and I want you to read check everything, search everything for me. Because you're editing prose, and because this thing is just slow, like it just outputs tokens, like a 2400 baud modem or something. I wonder, you're just like waiting for data stream. So that slows down the development loop compared to writing some source code, hitting save, hitting reload in your browser, or whatever. Okay. As one nullable. Wait, what? You found a bug? The TypeScript compiler is complaining. Oh, interesting. As maybe also has type string. Shh. Okay. As one nullable, as potentially overlapping. Okay. I know what we're going to do. I think I know what to do. Wait, what did it do? What did it do? As one. Yes, I get it. I get it. I get the bug. But I feel like it's got the wrong fix. Let's see what it's claiming to have done. I think it ruined it. Let's see how badly it ruined my code just now. I may need to just pull it back. I may need to make it revert. So as one nullable. So it's throwing an exception here. It doesn't like it. Because I could just say as nullable 1 and as nullable. Okay. Here's a summary. Added 2 new choice builder methods to Python and TypeScript with clearer naming. In Python, as one nullable, as multi-nullable, and in TypeScript, as one nullable. Fix TypeScript type compatibility by making as one string to avoid index signature conflicts. Whoa. Oh, interesting. So show me what changed? So as one nullable and as multi-nullable, no problem. And then, so that's fine. So here's the new ones. Correct. Yes, exactly the same. And then what changed here? I think that's wrong, because null, I think that's wrong. As one $string, right. That's bad though, because that's the whole point, is it's guaranteed to return one of them. No, that's bad. Yeah, I think that's bad. For the downstream user, for the caller and application, and library user to take advantage of that guarantee that an answer will map to one of the strings in the defined set, right? What exactly was the problem? Let me make it tell me that. So we're in Sonnet, so we're thinking good. No, we can't change that signature. No way. And then, of course, nullable should be. I'm absolutely right. So now it's backing it out. But then what's the bug? Is the bug something about like ambiguous or like colliding key values prefixed with as one nullable? Yeah, because the point is I could make a data type called nullable dot as one nullable foo. That would be a bug. It's too greedy. Right. Could we just do as nullable one? As nullable many? Multi? Would that help? Let me verify. Wait. Good point. That would create an inclusion runtime. The immediate TypeScript issue is just the type level pattern overlap. TypeScript can't distinguish between these two different sources of as one nullable properties. Okay. TypeScript's template literal index signatures have pattern overlap. This matches any string starting with as one. Oh, $string. Wait, is that like a... Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, no. Yeah, string. Okay. Fields extend string. Yikes. Okay. So it's passing a type through here. I'm pretty sure this is a type. Yikes. So it's almost like a pattern match. Okay, so let's see what it's saying. Good. Let me update TypeScript. Wait. Is it working? Excellent idea. Brilliant idea. As nullable one. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Did it do that? Upgrade TypeScript. Good. Then update Python accordingly. And update all documentation, especially .claude/skills/pdf. All right. I hope this works because this is a serious experiment. I've modified my code. This thing's rewriting stuff for me. Okay, so I should expect to see more changes here. Let's clean this up, keep this clean. Builder.ts. Let's just close a lot of stuff. Start over. Okay. What's changing? Bunch of stuff. Skills. Okay, as one nullable. Okay. PD. Builder. As nullable one. Okay, so that's changed. Good. So Python's changed. So git show, right? What have I done? Skill, still working on the Chatfield skill. So no, none of this is checked in yet. I amended, I added this in. Whatever. We'll amend that to there. It's just documentation stuff. Okay. Git status dot test. So this is doing nullable. Where is that? As nullable one. Very good. Very good. Now what? Test pass. Good. So that should mean TypeScript. Git diff dot. Good. Simple. Simple. Good. Good. I'm glad. Like this is what happens when you this is what happens when you maintain an SDK in 2 languages at the same time. This is totally good. So TypeScript had a little bit of kind of issue because of the metaprogramming to get it all working with that builder pattern, right? And because this is all an experiment, we're going shortcut. We're going shortcut. I just renamed it to a unique, like if this were Erlang, it'd be the same thing. Like you have to match, you have to match a pattern. And in this case, I don't want any of them to like shadow the others. I never even noticed, gosh, in TypeScript, it's passing like I think it was putting the string type into the string template. Like, and I guess that's for TypeScript typing. It's really amazing that this meta programming, I haven't looked at exactly how it's working, but the compiler knows that builder pattern. You know, in JavaScript, you would just say, all right, we start with an empty object and we'll just start adding stuff into it. We'll add keys and values into it until it behaves the way it's kind of duck typing. But in TypeScript, I was expecting basically that, but all of that information is then in the compiler. So then if you do like .as, the Visual Studio Code will say, oh, do you want your as first name, as last name, or whatever, as string? It's really cool. Okay, so it changed everything. So let's see that. Okay, so there's our as nullable in Python. Git diff dot. Here's our, let me make it smaller. Here's our as nullable in TypeScript. Perfect. Got my unit test. Perfect. So that's fine. What else has changed? Whoops. Git status. Ooh. Documentation. Builder API. Okay, whatever. What else has changed? That's it. That's basically it. Let's look at the Claude Code skills. Git diff dot. As nullable 1. Yes, thank you. As nullable. As nullable. As nullable. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And this, exactly one choice required. 0, 0, or 1. So I guess I'll still drop that out. Was that the API reference? Let's just go make some tiny edits. So the point is, I don't need to explain like the null. I don't know if that's helpful. Boom. Save. Okay. Let's run a PDF. I think we're ready to run a PDF. Clear it out. Clear it out. Ignore EOF. Okay. Let's run a PDF. Which one do I want to do? W9? Which one do I want to do? Taiwan? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Form. I'll just say form. Okay. And one thing I noticed yesterday, this is a little bit tricky, is it because there's documentation, it's pulling in project level documentation, which of course, like a published potentially, or an MCP, or a skill, a published skill, or what do they call them? Packages now. Claude Code has packages, which is just like a zip file full of all your skills or whatever. That that would not happen. You know, someone else's Claude Code would not, of course, be in the Chatfield project source code. They'd be in their own source code. So to the extent that this thing picks up like that's bad. And that's why I don't know, did it read it? Did it see it? Because that's going to change the behavior of the skill. And I wouldn't be surprised if it makes it worse, because it's just, it's like overloading the content with, here's how to develop Chatfield, right? Claude.md, here's how to develop the Python implementation of Chatfield as a developer. So it's not clear to me if that's loaded into the LLM or not. I don't know why it's referenced here. It's scary. Like, this is super clear. And this is, I'm like, yeah, what about this file? And then I can see this thinking here, so I don't, Control O, right? I don't see any Claude.md in the thinking, but okay. Edit the interview definition. All right. Good. There's some conclude fields. Good. Exemptions. As bool. LLC checkbox. Okay. Line 3A. As bool. Nice. A dot as bool and then a dot hint. I love it. Yeah. Awesome. So then there's more concludes here. SSN. Cool. That's kind of cool that it comments it. I almost might want to encourage that. Let's see how it's going. Oh, okay, we're doing it. Let's go. Let's do the interview. All right, W9. Let's go get my answers. To desktop, was it? So we'll do it like that. Copy, paste, and then while it pastes that, let me go get this. Copy. So it's going to ask me my social. I'm going to say EIN just for fun. Okay, still a bug there. Oh, look, it won't let me type. That's hilarious. So that's still a bug, but we can work on that. It's almost getting to where this needs to be evaluation time to make it get that right balance. It's complete. Okay, it says it's complete, but it is not. So there's still issues there. So that's good. If I say thanks. Okay. Now I know what I need to do. Background, and I need to say, send it a term to its PID. Do not kill the shell. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Yes. I need to document that. Yeah, let's document that. Claude. Whoops. Procedure where it runs the server.cli. To take note of that, the server log of its PID, and that if the server if the server fails to exit properly, send a sig term to that PID. and do not kill its parent shell. Okay, I'll make it do that. So that's fine, and then I can just remove that. Okay. All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Can you show me its final pretty print output? And okay, I've updated the skill. Okay, good. Let's see if it changed it. Get diff.cloud. So there's the choice stuff. Important. Yeah, let's just add that in. Add dash patch. So no, no, yes. Wait for the server. Uh-huh. The server captures standard out. Okay. Yep. If the server fails to send sig term to the server PID, right? Yes. Do not use kill on the parent shell process. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then no. During troubleshooting. All right, so that's cool. So that'll be in there forever now, at least until I can fix this bug. Okay. Fields marked with conclude were never populated, and the server didn't recognize the conversation was complete because these fields remain none. Okay. Bug, 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 bug. Okay. After the user said thanks, the system went back to think and then listen, right? It's still waiting for more input. It never recognized. The server should detect when all required fields are collected. The system is treating conclude fields as regular fields. Right. Since they remain none. Check logs. You should see, let's actually maybe log that out, right? You should see, enough can reach, i.e., non-conclude, non-confidential fields are, oh, actually confidential should just not even be in there, right? Confidential. It's fine. You should see it decide enough has been reached. Then it will run all conclude fields. Then done has been reached. Where did it go wrong? But that did not happen. From the server logs. I love how it's just got all the logs in its little context window. It's really nice. I think two things are happening. I've talked about this a million times. Like, don't do two things at the same time. Always solve one problem at a time. I think I may still have this enough bug. I mean, I definitely do. And so it needs to be work on this PDF, but I really want to get like a failing test case. The user is saying that from the server logs, I should see enough has been reached. Fields are defined. Yeah, perfect. Search the logs. The conclude checkers were not processed. Yeah. right? Route from tools, yeah. Route from think. Okay. Both are required. Okay, the user says you should. Right, think tools. Okay. And you can from @python / Chatfield / interviewer. Oops. This is a flaw in my interview definition. Okay. The problem. Looking at my interview definition, I define both as regular and required. So .must is wrong. That's definitely wrong. EIN. Also required. From the pretty printed output, SSN was set to none. Right. And because must is, yes, that's a great point. It's waiting for SSN. Oh, good. EIN are mutually exclusive. Instead, I define them both as required fields. The system correctly waits for all required fields. Oh, interesting. Let me trace through the routing logic. Right, enough. The server never logged. This means interview.enough never became true. Okay, I think that just confirms what it said. It's all about this EIN, found the bug. Right. Enough returns true only if all non-competition, yes. I define both EIN and SSN as regular. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So I think the fix is to improve the .claude /skills /pdf it dense to keep it dense and clear, but to add another use case for what do you call it? But it like be very clear that .must is for content, not format. And it's basically a constraint. It is basically and it implies a like mandatory value, like a constraint. Is a hard constraint suitable for content, not format, and it implies a mandatory value unless the guidance is like, you know, must be 9 digits or leave blank for an A or something like that, right? Be very clear that must is a hard constraint. Most often, we want flexibility for the field like format. We want flexibility for the field flexibility, only constraining for must have, you know, content, then using .as to typecast to anything needed, right? Okay, next So that's about must. Must is a hard constraint. In other words, you'd expect to see more .as calls than .must in your interview.py, like data definition. Okay. And then the other thing to tell it is mark them as confidential. Fix needed. Make SSN. Oh, in the guidance about when to use a conclude field, usually a one to many use scenario, multiple, whatever. Add a new scenario. So what is it? Add a new scenario about what? What is it? Oh, about add a new scenario. Let's see, is the EIN mutually exclusive, fields? Add a new scenario to include mutually exclusive fields. Add a new scenario to roll up mutually exclusive fields. So the master question can be, so the master question can hint the master question has .as string or what, as object? No, let's say as string. Like chosen field, like active field. What am I trying to say? The master question. So what you would do is the master question can have any like .as str. It would be like this. Some generalization of this example, right? For SSN versus EIN, the master field should have like .as string, like number type, right? Yeah, number type. Either SSN or EIN, right? .as string, number value, right? The formatted right? Oh, for SSN or, just number value. The 9 digits only, formatted 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Then the conclude fields, explicitly populate the needed, what is it, field ID. Woo, go. All right. And I want to see improvements, not, right? Whatever. Add a clear statement, add a clear section about must being for content constraints, not format. Yep. Okay, and then we'll run it again. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's still a bug. Like it's still like, it's just a bug that Chatfield's not clear when it's done. Oh geez, this is a ton of writing. Roll up pattern for mutually exclusive fields. Expect more. Use liberally. Yeah. Conclude fields. Field TIN. Master field. Collect the data with type discrimination. As string, number type. Right. Individuals use SSN. Entities use EIN. Yep. You could do as many here, right? Or as. Actually, let's do that. Let's do as one, right? That's very good. But let's do one change. Boom, number type. A dot as one call. As one number term, etc. All right, so hopefully it'll update all the documentation accordingly. This makes sense. Oh, someone's typing. Matrix movie. Hello, hello. 1987. I don't see timestamps. It's hard for me to see when people message. It's so annoying. But someone said, it's a coding project. Yes, definitely coding project. Definitely coding project. Okay, TIN. As one. As string. Number value. Yep. Yep. Totally. Okay. So there's a lot of updates though. Must remove format flexibility. Wait, what? Must removed format flexibility. Skill.md. Okay, let's go pull that. I don't know if I like that. What is this? Default map directly. I'm gonna delete that note here. I don't know. Save it. Okay. Then what's changed? Use conclude only for splitting and deriving. Split pattern. Collect once, split for multiple. Right. What is your social? Right. Background. Accepts with or without hyphens. Yeah. And the final thing, to what extent, finally, audit all these skill.md files and tell me to what extent is it improperly guiding Claude Code to enforce like formatting and tedium like that. As part of the no, I'm not. I'm just gonna let it go. We're done. We're done. Let's run it. Yeah, let's run it. Ooh, documentation's changed. Oh, let's check in Python. Let's see what's changed Python. Okay, nullable. Right, that's fine. Let's do this. Git checkout Python Chatfield server. So let's drop that interview out. And then let's do this. Git add Python and TypeScript. So cached. So these nullables are in. So let's just commit that. Like more clear method, like identifiers. Multiple for nullable choice fields, right? Perfect. Very happy. Now what? Documentation. Why? Why did the architecture change? Oh, yeah. Okay. we'll check in the documentation as well. Cool. That's a nice commit. We got documentation. We got unit tests. Good. So now we're back to kind of normal stuff. Let's rerun it. Do it. Rockapella. Okay. Thinking on. Use your PDF skill. Yeah. PDF form. So then rm fw9.form. rm fw9.form. fw9.done. fw9.values. Yeah. Okay. Do it. So it almost got it right. I mean, the problem though is like, you know, it doesn't really help me that this thing took responsibility for defining it wrong. Like it's all like the pipeline's got to run through. It doesn't help so much. "23 fields. FW9 has fillable fields." Yep. 23 fields. fw9.form.json. Yep. We've seen this a million times. So these are the raw. I'll examine the interview. Design a conversational approach. Split into 2 fields, split into 3 fields. Use the roll-up pattern since they're mutually exclusive. I'll collect a master TIN field with as one. Wonderful. Okay, so it's doing exactly what I told it to do. I don't know if I'm, as they say, you know, overfitting. Let me go off here and kind of wrap up, or get ready to wrap up. I think I have, yeah. And then what's tomorrow? Let's see if this works. Oh man, if this works, I'm going to be happy. Perfect. Okay, now we're running the server. Good, the server's running. Where's the server? There it is. Okay, here we are. Let's go get my answers. Cat. Nope. That one, yes. Let's do that. Copy, paste, go. Let's go get this one. Copy. Okay, so excellent. It's running. What are we spinning on? While. Oh, interesting. Paste. So I'll say my EIN, right? 1, 2, 3, comma, 4, 5, comma, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Hey, Google, stop. Provided a format. Oh, yikes. It did SS. That's bad, but that's okay. Signature date. Okay. Done. Okay. Uh-oh. This lag could be good. Is it good? Oh, yes. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. I think it exited. Spinning. Cool. Let's run it in the background. Let's background, the watcher thing. And if it didn't exit, that's a different bug, so that's fine. Because that big green, like this is the pretty print, basically. I think this might literally be the pretty print. I think it is. So that's awesome. The server is currently waiting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. Perfect. So now there's the pretty print. So presumably Claude Code is going to have. So that wasn't too bad. That wasn't, if it did like that in the first run throughs, I would have been impressed. Pretty good. Empty strings. Pretty good. Okay, this is working. Print. Uh-oh, what are you doing? Parse this output in creativevalues.json. What? Oh my God. Okay, that's bizarre. And then it runs fillable fields. Yes. Good. FW9. Open FW9.done. Very good. So it did SSN. So there's a little bit of, I said EIN and then I gave it an SSN. So that's maybe a kind of different kind of bug. It's certainly a different category of bug. This is a completed W9 for sure. This is awesome. And it didn't have that bug. I'm super happy. Let's run another one. Let's copy it over. Python examples, PDF. Let's find a fun one. How about food license Spanish? Boom. Okay, that's awesome. Let's do it again. And then it tended not to have problems. So if I, es.pdf form you see here, but I only speak English. So help me, do it in English. Help me in English, but the form must be all Spanish, right? Let's just do that. Just to make sure that it translates, because, again, my goal is not to build a new PDF form filling application. I'm sure there's a million out there. It's to exercise Chatfield and to make Chatfield like to, prove or to show Chatfield, working in all sorts of scenarios. It's to make the argument that, if you're building something in this kind of area, which is collecting information from people and not using a GUI, is kind of the idea. Then maybe Chatfield is for you, and including where you build your own GUI. Chatfield's the back end part. All right, interview definition. We're gonna do a interview here. So I guess we'll do Thai food. That's hilarious. Now wait, did they have a little bump or not? Was it just me? Yeah. I had some 500s. Elevated. Related? No. Okay. Interview definition. 35,000 tokens. So the interview definition's changing. Oh, it's all W9. That's wrong. Okay. Okay, good. It's all W9 stuff, so that's fine. There we go, Spanish. Wonderful. Good. Server ready. Let's do it. Okay. Thai treats, right? Oh my God. Shh. Of course, business address. For every question, you propose to, Good. Any other options? Food import, yeah. Cool. How many employees? 23 employees, right? So please convert from 10 miles. Awesome. Refrigeration, yes. Very kind of old school chatbot feel. November 7th, 2025. Ooh. Yeah, imported Thai spices and sausage. Strict cleaning. Number 1, but also mention specific ISO standards. Uh-oh. Good, good, good. I think it worked. Control B. Okay, tiny issue where it's not returning out, although I was thinking of running this thing as MCP or whatever. But that's different because if it prints this green thing, that's the logic working. There may be other things where it's not exiting. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Good. Awesome. Oh, that's the standard error. I see. Uh-huh. No, send it a term. Yeah. Come on. Term signal. Yes, thank you. Okay. And then let's just start some wrap up. Python. So that we don't want. Get diff.claude. So what's changed in the Claude Code skills? Hint, background should match. Field specific instructions. Whoa, that's bad. Field specific instructions. Oh, no, that's good. Dot must is bad. Yeah. Good. Okay. All right, we're going back in the kind of direction I don't like, but that's okay. Let me run a wrap up now. So I can wrap up. Oh, wait, no, hold on, stop. I got to edit my tomorrow plan. Issue 71 is done. New prompt is great. Whatever. This is super good. The uncommitted changes are bad. That's awesome. More speed run. The generated forms, clean metadata, real world. So I think this one's done. And this one's next. Later. And later. Post. And so, So we're doing completing with no form, with no metadata. Day 2. Foreign language PDFs. No, I like it. Completing foreign language PDFs with no metadata. Day 2. Yeah, I like it. Done. That's the plan. Wrap it up. So then let's open up that license. Oops, that's the basic one. Done. Very good. It's translated. Super happy. So let's go read the diary for today. Daily. See if I can get out of here. Oops, where is it? Wiki. Okay. It's gonna be 11:07. Come on, push it up. Push it. Thank you. Reload. 11:07. So what happened today is I would say that this is working well now. It behaves. There's like bugs are gone. Here's an example of a form that I did. Plus or minus, I did it in English, and I said do all this form for me in Spanish. So that worked. This is all working. So PDF forms is definitely getting much more reliable. I would say today is the first day of decent PDF form working. Fixed some bugs, and as usual, rewrote a bunch of Claude prompt stuff. And so then tomorrow is getting into the forms where there's not. It's like where there's not. What was it? What was one of them? SHO, like this. This is a form where there's not form metadata. I can't click here and type an answer in. And so that's missing from the PDF. So it looks like a form. It prints out like a form on paper, but it is not really easily doable, And we're going to solve that tomorrow using multimodal, I think, OCR or scans in. So thank you. That's going to be super fun. Thank you.